I want to congratulate you on the Calm Beyond, Miss Kara. It's an entertaining and meditative film about surviving what life throws at you.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much for your kind words.
Oh, you are so welcome. Now, it's also a fitting film for the late, great Joshua Wong, right? Making his feature film debut. Talk to us more about that.
Josh is, was an amazing filmmaker. I worked with him on a short film a couple of years ago in Asia, and that's how we met. And when he, wrote his first feature, he gave me a call and was like, "Hey, I want you to read the script." And I read it front to back. I just couldn't put it down. I loved the character of Asha, who is the lead character, so much. And also it meant so much to me because I know what a personal experience it was for him to create this character. He came up with the story and this character when he was going through his first bout with cancer. And that is sort of where the themes of isolation and grief and trauma come through in the film. And so it was a huge, huge honor to play this role. And, me and Josh also had such a special relationship. He was also a dear friend of mine. So to be able to see his legacy come to life is really, really special.
It's an homage to him, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, and you know what I love about the film, by the way, is I love that the survivor is female, with a female girl in tow. I mean,
Yes.
seldom seen in post-apocalyptic dramas this scope. Talk to us about your character, Asha. Describe her to us.
Asha is in so many ways, Asha is just like every girl you would see on the street, in the sense of she is just a normal human. And in the film, we go back and forth with flashbacks of seeing how she was, this vibrant life that she used to live before, this crazy thing happened to her city and also to her. And the thing about this character that I found so fascinating and also so wonderful is that, she can just be, she's your sister, she's your friend, she is just, everybody knows this person. And yet what happens when this girl is thrown into this situation where she has to deal with, like I said, isolation, trauma, guilt, grief, and all of these universal feelings that I think everybody has felt at some point in time in their lives. And something that's very interesting with the film is that we shot in 2019,
Wow.
pre-COVID, pre-pandemic, before we knew, the shitstorm that was going to hit us for 2 years. And it's crazy that this film comes out now because I do feel like that it hits differently. It hits differently. And because everybody in the world has, in a weird way, experienced this universal experience of isolation and trauma that we all haven't perhaps experienced on this level before. And so for me, it was such an honor to bring to life this character, Asha, and, show how the difference between surviving and living, I think, is something that is shown a lot with this character. Because for, so much of when we're going through survival, we kind of go through day by day and it can be very, very stagnant. But that is very different than living. What is the difference between surviving and living to your fullest potential, living your life the way you want to live it? And Asha doesn't really find that, impetus and hope to live until Hey comes into her life.
Yeah, thank you for bringing up Hey. I mean, you spent most of the time alone or sometimes with Hey in the present, and then you also spend it in a multicolor world in the past. How did you find Asha's heart in differentiating between the past and the present?
Oh, that's such a great question, Manny. I mean, I think, so much of the character arc that Asha goes through is very, very closely tied to what you were just saying. The grief and guilt of losing her younger sister and seeing that little sister sort of role being filled with Hey when she comes into her life. Yeah. And it is a very torn position to be in because on one end, I've been isolated for years by myself and I have learned how to survive and just take it day by day and stay alive. And that survival instinct of like, oh my gosh, now I have another mouth to feed. Can I take on the responsibility of just somebody coming in and disrupting this sort of cocoon I've put myself in? But then also, it's very clear that at the beginning, it seems like I am saving Hey, but it's very clear that by the end of the film, it's like, she's the one that saved me. She's the one that gave me a purpose to live and to go on and to look for hope and to do more than just survive.
I just want to bring up one quick observation. You're right. I mean, she's territorial in the beginning, and you're going to kind of see her becoming less and less selfish as as the story progresses, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, like you said, Hey is a direct reflection of sort of her younger sister in a lot of ways. And, it's very redeeming for her to feel that, to let go of the grief of not being able to save her younger sister. But now she's given a second chance in a way.
Director Joshua Wong had said before his passing that the Come Beyond, while being a survival film at its core, it's really about living with trauma and picking up the pieces of a broken life. How do you live after the storms of your life have hit? Talk to us more about that.
Yeah, I mean, Josh put it in the most perfect, that is the tagline for sure for the film. So I know Joshua came up with this story, like I had told you, his first bout with cancer. And while I have, luckily, very fortunately, never been hit with something that magnanimous like that he described to me a lot of his thought process and experience when he had, gotten when he had first been diagnosed with cancer, and then the experience of, going through remission and going through the experience of not knowing. There's so much that is unknown. And like you said, the trauma of every day feeling like you don't have control over your body. What kind of experience is that? And he went into remission after that first bout with cancer. And then it's suddenly like, oh, okay, everything is okay, I guess. Is it okay to have hope? And now that I have hope, what do I do with that hope? Picking up, like he said, the pieces of his life and understanding that his life will never be the same as it was before this massive thing hits you. And I think it's reflected so beautifully in the film and in the character of Asha, because this huge thing happens. She loses everything, basically everything of what her life was, which is, I think, contrasted beautifully with those flashbacks where you just see she's just like your everyday normal girl, taking selfies and going shopping and talking about boys and all these things that make life, the color takes, take on the colors that it does. And then suddenly she's in this building, and she's just learning once again how to survive and learning how to get through day by day. And in a lot of ways, not dealing with the trauma and guilt and, that she has taken on. It's not until I think Hey comes into her life that it really forces her to deal with some of these themes.
Another aspect that I love is, it really is about climate change as well, right?
Yes, it is. I love that you picked up on that. Sorry.
You're welcome. And then, of course, at its core and its heart is, Asian representation. We got to represent, Miss Kara.
Oh, Manny, you better preach. I can talk about this all day, every day. 100%. You know how important it is for us to see ourselves represented on screen and to be the heroes of our own stories. And that was something when I first read the script, I was like, oh my God, Josh, you wrote this beautiful but complicated and complex and not perfect at all character, three-dimensional, and we don't get to see that enough. Like, I know when I grew up, we had the three actors to look up to, right. And it's so important for us to feel seen and to feel represented and to, I always say, if there's just one little Asian girl in Idaho who watches my work and is like, oh my gosh, I can do that. It means that it was successful, and it means that it made an impact in some way, shape, or form. And that's why it's so important for us to continue fighting for authentic storytelling, and also represent strong AAPI women at the forefront.
Exactly. I totally agree. Now, how was the production, Miss Kara? Where did you guys shoot this and for how long? You said you shot it in 2019.
Yeah, so we shot it in mid 2019, completely in Hong Kong. I'm sure as you've seen the film, the production design and our set designers and our costume design, everything was so incredibly thought out and thoughtful. I mean, the amount of detail to make something look like it's a disaster is insane. Because you would think somebody just goes in there and just tears shit up and breaks stuff, but it's you really go in and look, and every little thing was so there was so much thought that went into it. Like each mahjong tile, where was everything placed? Everything was done with intention. And we shot for about, I would say around a month, not including weekends and break days and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, we shot a complete in Hong Kong with almost a full local Hong Kong cast and crew.
Wow. I was surprised that it was actually, it's an English language with few, is it Mandarin or Cantonese?
Yeah, Mandarin scenes. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, Mandarin scenes sprinkled in.
So, you know what I mean? I was like, wow, it's amazing. I love it.
Oh, good. I'm glad. Yeah, I sometimes always have to preface to people too that it's in English, because obviously, people are assuming like it might be a foreign language film, which is fair. But then again, first 40 pages, there's no lines. So
wow.
like by myself,
No, but that's my question real quick. So how was Joshua as a director, besides telling you the meta effect of what he was thinking? How was he guiding you through all this?
Oh, Josh was an incredible director. I mean, like I said, I'd worked with him before in a short, but it's very different than a feature. The feature is like, it's on such a larger scale, and it was such a personal story, and we had full artistic freedom. And I would say, Josh was such a collaborative director. He was such a light. Like he was always cracking jokes, but like got serious when he needed to, but also was so open to creating this character with me and for the other cast members as well. Like watching him go through the process of making sure everybody was so taken care of, making sure that he was listening to our opinions about, I'm like, I feel like I wouldn't hold the binoculars here because this is my analysis of what I would do in this moment. And we would talk through all of these things, and no detail was too small. And he was so involved in every category, whether it be the art direction, the set, the costumes, the makeup, what purse I had. Like I just can't say enough about Josh. I mean, really quick too, something that I think demonstrates kind of who he is that major typhoon scene where the wave is coming. He got like 150 extras in Hong Kong to come do that scene, and they were all his friends as a favor.
Wow.
He just like put out a call and was like, hey guys, I need some help. Can you guys come and like be extras? I need you to, run down the street from this massive wave. And it's not an hour favor. Like these people were here all night for 8 hours shooting the scene. And the fact that he could even get 150 people to come, it shows what kind of person Josh, was, because he's so generous and so giving. So when he put the call out, everybody showed up. I mean, I don't even know if I like 10 people, Manny. I don't know how he got 150 people to come like work in the middle of the night. It was freezing.
Oh, you are amazing, Miss Kara. Where have you been all my life?
Oh my God, ask me a real question. I'm wondering the same thing.
I hope to see you soon, but real quick, The Calm Beyond arrives on demand March 29th. What do you hope for viewers to get after watching the film?
I'm sorry, one more time.
What do you hope for viewers to get after watching it?
Got it. I think the overarching message that I would love the audience to walk away with is a sense of hope. I think that very much it's entitled in the title that encapsulated in the title, The Calm Beyond, that we all hit the storms of our life, but there is a calm beyond, and there is a rainbow after, the rain, and we should never let go of sort of that hope.
Oh, amazing job again, Miss Kara. A big congrats on The Calm Beyond again. A smart survivalist post-apocalyptic film that deserves to be seen. So watch it on March 29th, y'all.
Thank you so much for having me, Manny. Thank
you. And I hope to see you soon, okay? So make more movies.
Same. That is my goal, just so I can come and interview with you again.
All right, bye, Miss Kara. Good luck on everything.
Bye. Thank you so much.